Hey, it's David A. Knatzer here with Storyline Voiceover, and I just wanted to give my folks out there an update as to what's going on with me and what I'm looking to start producing in the future for this voiceover business. And I want to start off first by saying I apologize. I know I had started producing some content, I guess, back in the fall, early winter, and had let things slide, quit producing content, and now here it is. We're starting June of 2019, and I hadn't put anything out. I want to apologize for that. I know that where things are right now, this stage, I haven't shaken the world with anything, nor have I caused the world to come off axis by not producing anything. But in order to build Storyline Voiceover into something, I think there's going to have to be a lot more discipline in what I do, as far as not just doing voiceover gigs and getting paid for it, but in building the brand itself, getting that message out there. Hey, here I am. I can help you bring your story to life. So to that end, I'm going to start working on producing a lot more regular content. Expect some essays and some vlogs regarding things about stories, about voiceover, maybe even some book and movie reviews. I also hope at some point in the future to maybe have some really cool interviews with some people that I've worked with or maybe would like to work with. We'll have to see how that goes. I also want to keep you guys apprised of what's going on just with me, not because I need to tell you guys all about myself. I tend to be a little insular, and actually doing this, me actually talking about what's going on in my life and the things that I'm working on, is a way maybe to get out of my own head, get out of my own skull, and start connecting with people. They say one of the downsides to being a VO with a home studio like what you see here is that you can get trapped in this little booth space, and it's hard to get out sometimes. And I admit, over the past few months, I've had some personal issues going, and I've been trapped in my own skull for a little bit, and it's time to get out. It's summertime. Time for me to get some sunshine, time to open up the windows and let a little fresh air and bird song in there, kind of sweep out the dust and the cobwebs, and start hitting it hard and fast on not just building a voiceover business, but about just living in general. So I've got some things going. I really want to start looking at taking better care of my health. Over the past 2 years, I've really let my weight go, and it's to the point where I'm just frankly just disgusted with it. I'm not willing to keep on doing this anymore. So I'll have some updates on how that's going. Again, this isn't about trying to fulfill my own sense of narcissistic satisfaction. I know that the world overall doesn't really care what my scale tells me. But like I said, hopefully getting this out there, I can find a few souls who can offer me a little encouragement, and more to the point, if they see me struggling and trying to work this, maybe it'll encourage them too. And that's really more what I'm looking for. So my last weigh-in was 330 pounds, not real happy about that. A couple of weeks ago, I had downloaded Noom, which you may have seen ads for on Facebook. So, hey, Noom, here's a plug for you. Hey, what's up? But had been kind of lazy and procrastinating about logging meals, doing weigh-ins, reading the articles. So, starting today, I'm making the pledge that I'm really going to be diligent about logging what I eat, even if I go over budget for calories for the day. But just about being more disciplined and being more honest about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, instead of doing things just for the sake of thinking about, or excuse me, let me go back. Instead of doing things just for the sake of doing them, because there's an inclination or an appetite. Doing things deliberately, doing things with some forethought, with some self-discipline. If I can get my own stomach under control, then I can take that energy and I can roll that into the next thing and build some success on that. And, create a positive feedback loop. Something that Jordan Peterson talks about in his 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. Highly recommend it. Dr. Peterson, there's a plug for you. Hey! But in that, he talks about we create a positive feedback loop, like what you hear with a guitar and an amplifier, that whining noise that really splits your ears. You can create a positive feedback loop in a negative direction, where one failure piles on top of another failure on top of another failure, until you've just created this cascade where your life suddenly spirals out of control. This is what happens when, the guy who has the great family and has the great job makes one bad decision that leads to another bad decision, and before you know it, he's divorced, his kids hate him, he's trying as hard as he can to not live on the street, and his health is failing him, and all his relationships have gone to pot. But you can create a positive feedback loop of success as well. If you can get one thing under you, great. Work on another. Get that thing under you. Now all of a sudden you can stand on those two things, and you reach for the next success, and you put that under your feet, and you can build yourself up. You create a cascade of positive directional flow. Like the snowball that rolls downhill keeps picking up more and more snow, so it's getting more mass, and it's also picking up speed as it goes, so that by the time that thing gets halfway down the mountain, it's got so much mass and momentum that it's practically unstoppable. And that's what I'm hoping for here, good Lord willing, but again, it's not going to just come from me saying that I want it. It's going to come from me actually overcoming some old thought patterns, some old behaviors. You guys all know how it goes. We're not made out of cookie cutters. Your struggles may not be my struggles, but all of us have that handful of things that we wish that we didn't have to deal with, but we do. Those things that stand in our way, the things that cause us to hate that guy that we brush our teeth with every morning. So, like I said, with a little bit of work and a little bit of effort and a little bit of diligence, hopefully within the next few weeks I can start reporting some successes and some good news, and we can just kind of work on this together. Any messages of encouragement that you might have that you can send my way, hey, I'd love it. In the meantime, if there's any encouragement that I can offer you, by all means, let me know. So in the meantime, as to what am I doing in voiceover, because that's really what all this is about, isn't it? In a lot of degrees, yes. I don't want to create a brand or a channel where all I talk about is the minutia of voiceover as an industry, because mostly I'm not an expert in the industry yet. Right now I'm still semi-pro at best. But what I do know and what I do love is the craft of the story. Whether it's a good book, whether it's a movie, whether it's a video game, which I don't even play video games anymore, but I know that there's so many people out there that are into gaming, not just because they want to memorize the patterns with their thumbs to win the game, but they want to see the story play out. We don't have Pac-Man and Donkey Kong anymore. We've got games that are more immersive than any movie that's out in the cinema right now, which is another reason why I haven't been gaming for a long time, because I know how I get, and I could get so immersed in those things that I wouldn't be doing the voiceover thing. I wouldn't be trying to connect with you guys about the craft of the story, because I'd be so immersed in trying to figure out the story for the game that I just bought. So again, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is in terms of stories, not just the stories that I'm working on, but what makes a good story. What are the things that we like and dislike about different kinds of stories? Looking at maybe some classics and maybe some stinkers too. And of course, as best I can keep you apprised on what I'm doing, as long as I'm not violating any kind of non-disclosure or anything like that. I can tell you right now that I'm working on an audio book for a series that I've been working on that, it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed working with this author, and I'm actually going to kind of regret when the series wraps up. But still working on that. Matter of fact, once I finish with this video, got a lot of editing to do. That's the part that I really don't like so much in producing audiobooks, but that's part of the biz. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up now and sign off, but I just want to let everybody know they can start expecting some more regular content from me from now on. And let's just see where this goes. I hope that you'll join me. Until next time, I'm David A. Knatzer with Storyline Voiceover. Enjoy your day.